Andy, come and listen to this.
It's time to come and play with the Tweenies.
Woohoo! Come on, let's...
The Isle of Wight. Now, see what you can see when you look along them to the end. There, red and white. It's a lighthouse. Do you know what a lighthouse is?
Oh, I know what a lighthouse is. A lighthouse is a house made of light.
Oh, don't be silly, Jakey. A lighthouse is called a lighthouse because, well, it's because...
Because it's not heavy, it's light. It's not...
Oh, yes, lighthouse.
No, Milo. It's called a lighthouse because it's got a light at the top of it. Oh, well done, Fizz.
Bye then, Tony. And thank you.
Bye, Max. Watch out for the stairs. There's an awful lot of them.
Yes, yeah. What did he say? Never mind. Now then, I'm here to meet Tony at the lighthouse. And Fizz was right. It has got a light at the top of it. Right up there. And I'm going to stay here for the night to look after it. And I must say, I'm really looking forward to it. I've never been in a lighthouse before.
Hello there, Max. Nice to see you. I'm glad you could make it.
Oh, yes, Tony, I'm here. And I've got everything you asked me for.
Well, let's go inside then, shall we? I'll show you around.
Oh.
Now, this is a very important room, because this is the switch for the main light.
Oh, that's a big old switch, isn't it?
Well, it's a big old light.
Oh, yes.
Come on then, Max.
Now then, what have we got here? What's this big box for, Tony?
Not a big box, Max. That's a battery to power the main light.
A battery? Well, who would have thought this was powered by batteries, eh? So you could say this lighthouse is like a great big torch on its end.
Oh, I wish I had a great big torch like that.
Well, I don't. It would never fit in my pocket.
Oh, more steps. Going round and round in a circle. Do you get dizzy with these steps, Tony?
No, you soon get used to it.
Any chance of a copper? These bags are getting quite heavy. Now then, I got the shopping you asked me to get. Tea, milk, bread. Oh, and you said you wanted a bulb, so I got a pack of 3. 100 watts. That should do it, eh, Tony, eh?
Oh, they're very nice, Max, but I'm afraid on the lighthouse, we use bulbs that size.
Well, what are these for, then?
Well, they'll do for my bedside light.
What? Oh, you...
Oh, there you are, Max. You found the light.
Yes. So this is the big light at the top of the lighthouse, eh?
That's right. This is the light that flashes on and off all night long and goes miles and miles out to sea to keep the ships from crashing in onto the rocks at night time.
Oh, so what have we got to do today, then, Tony?
Well, that light bulb you've got in your hands...
Yes.
We've got to change that one with that one in there. But first of all, because you're going to stay on here tonight, I'll have to show you where you're going to sleep.
Oh, I'm not sleeping on the roof, though, am I? I'm not, am I?
Right, Max. Well, here's the bedroom where you'll be going to sleep tonight. And as you can see, the bunks are curved. And they have to be curved to go around the shape of the lighthouse.
Oh, I see. So you could say that when I sleep here tonight, I'll be going round the bend. Oh, I wish I had a curved mattress on my bed at home.
Is that because it looks so pretty?
No, it's because it would be good for cornering with my toy cars. Vroom, beep, beep, vroom.
Right then, Max, I'm off now, so if you need anything, you can always call me on the phone.
Righto, will do. Bye then, Tony.
Bye, see you tomorrow.
Right, what shall I do first? Oh, yes, that copper. Oh, that's better. Well, you're probably wondering what a lighthouse is for, eh? I mean, why bother putting a long, thin house with a light on top out at sea? Well, it's simple, really. You see, when the weather gets very bad, the wind blows and the rain falls, ships can't see where they are, and they might run aground on the rocks. But then when they see the light from the lighthouse, they know where the rocks are, so they can steer clear, and they don't run aground. See? No? Oh, hang on. I know. Imagine it's a dark, stormy night.
Oh no! It's a dark, stormy night on the sea!
The lightning goes crack in the middle of the night. The lightning goes crack in the middle of the night. The lightning goes crack in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. It's starting to thunder now. The thunder goes boom in the middle of the night. The thunder goes boom in the middle of the night. The thunder goes boom and the lightning goes crack in the middle of the night.
Oh, and it's getting windier and windier.
Ooh, the wind goes whoosh in the middle of the night. The wind goes whoosh in the middle of the night. The wind goes whoosh and the thunder goes boom and the lightning goes crack in the middle of the night. Look at those waves! The sea goes crash in the middle of the night. The sea goes crash in the middle of the night. The sea goes crash and the wind goes whoosh and the thunder goes boom and the lightning goes crash in the middle of the night.
Oh no, look! The ships are getting thrown around by the sea!
Whoa! The ships go whoa in the middle of the night. The ships go whoa in the middle of the night. The ships go whoa as the sea goes crash and the wind goes whoosh and the thunder goes boom and the lightning goes crack in the middle of the night. And now the lighthouse comes on. The lighthouse goes flash in the middle of the night. The lighthouse goes flash in the middle of the night. The lighthouse goes flash and the ships go whoa as the sea goes crash and the wind goes whoosh and the thunder goes boom and the lightning goes crack in the middle of the night.
The ships won't hit the rocks now.
The ship sails safely in the middle of the night. The ship sails safely in the middle of the night. The ship sails safely in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night.
Oh, well, I better get the light switched on. Now then, I need to change the bulb, clean the lens, and throw the switch. Right, here goes. Right then, now to change the bulb. Oh no, I've forgotten the bulb. Right then, take the old bulb out and the new one in. Diddly-die. Now, to clean the lens... oh no, I've forgotten the cloth. Right then, polish away, biddly eye, the doodly up and but doodly eye, but doodly up and doodly up and doo doo. There, lovely. Now all I have to do is switch it on. Oh no, the switch is downstairs. Oh well. Oh dear. I tell you what, it's hard work, all this lighthouse business. Now then, I'll switch it on and you tell me if it's come on. Okay? Good.
It's on, Max!
It's on!
Oh no! It's gone on!
yes, all right. Well, it's meant to go on and off. That's how they work. It makes it easier to find on a dark night. Oh, dear. I'll tell you, looking after a lighthouse is hard work. Now, I need to do one more very important thing. Make a nice cup of cocoa. Ah, what a lovely, cosy night. The perfect place for a nice lighthouse story. And this one's called The Lighthouse Keeper's Lunch. Once there was a lighthouse keeper called Mr. Grinling. At night time, he lived in a small white cottage perched high on the cliffs. In the daytime, he rowed out to his lighthouse on the rocks to clean and polish the light. Mr. Grinling was a most industrious lighthouse keeper. Come rain or shine, he tended his light. Each morning, while Mr. Grinling polished the light, Mrs. Grinling worked in the kitchen of the little white cottage on the cliffs, concocting a delicious lunch for him. Once she prepared the lunch, she packed it into a special basket and clipped it onto the wire that ran from the little white cottage all the way to the lighthouse on the rocks. Oh, that's clever, isn't it? But one Monday, something terrible happened. Mrs. Grinling had prepared a particularly appetizing lunch. She put the lunch in the basket as usual and sent it down the wire. But the lunch did not arrive. It was spotted by 3 scavenging seagulls who set upon it and devoured it with great gusto. "Clear off, you varmints!" shouted Mr. Grinling, but the seagulls took no notice. That evening, Mr. and Mrs. Grinling decided on a plan to baffle these seagulls. "Tomorrow I shall tie the napkin to the basket," said Mrs. Grinling. "Oh, of course, my dear," agreed Mr. Grinling. "A sound plan." "Caw! They'll have to try harder than this to stop us, Bert." "Oh, they are a brazen lot, those seagulls," said Mrs. Grinling. "Brazen indeed," said Mr. Grinling. "What shall we do?" "Our cat does not appear to like seagulls," said Mrs. Grinling. "Oh, my dear," said Mr. Grinling. "Hamish is an accomplished seagull chaser." "Of course," exclaimed Mrs. Grinling. "Tomorrow, Hamish can guard the lunch." "Ah, a most ingenious plan," agreed Mr. Grinling. Hamish did not think that this plan was ingenious at all. He spat and hissed as Mrs. Grinling secured him in the basket. There, Hamish," said Mrs. Grinling consolingly. "I'll have a tasty piece of herring waiting for you when you arrive home." Sadly, flying did not agree with Hamish. His fur stood on end when the basket swayed. His whiskers drooped when he peered down at the wet blue sea. And he felt much too sick to even notice the seagulls, let alone scare them away from the lunch. "What, pretty pussy, like a piece of lobster, Mornay?" "Oh, this gets better every day, Fred. Are you going to chase us, pussy?" Mr. and Mrs. Grinling racked their brains again for a new plan. "What shall we do?" said Mr. Grinling. Mrs. Grinling looked thoughtful. "I have it!" she exclaimed. "Just the mixture for hungry seagulls." "Oh, mustard sandwiches," chuckled Mr. Grinling. "A truly superb plan, my dear, truly superb." Mrs. Grinling carefully packed the mustard sandwiches and sent them off down the wire to the expectant seagulls. "What? Yuck! Ugh! Ooh! All right, boys, let's go and have lunch elsewhere." So, on Saturday, up in the little white cottage on the cliffs, a jubilant Mrs. Grinling put away the mustard pot before she prepared a most scrumptious lunch for Mr. Grinling. Oh, I don't know. All this talk of food has made me feel quite hungry. I think I'll make a nice cheese sandwich. No mustard, though.
Max! Wake up, Max!
Oh, dear. Oh, I must have dozed off for a moment. Oh, don't worry, though. I didn't turn the light off before I went to sleep. Turn the light off.
A great morning this morning. I hope you have too.
Yes, it's been fantastic. And the fun doesn't stop here. It carries on in Discover and Do.
We'll see you soon.
Love to learn.
Hey, are you enjoying your day so far?